Hello, my friends, and welcome. Thank you for being here with us today. Uh, as you can tell, things are a little bit of a wreck. I'm a little bit of a wreck. It's been kind of a weird day for me. I had a terrible night last night, but as you can tell, I'm kind of by myself today. But I have a daughter that's in here actually playing a game, and then I've got a special guest today that I'm going to be bringing here in just a minute. He's my son. You guys know him as Spartan 072, we're going to be talking about Kaiju number 8. Now, I want to talk about um, the elephant in the room, the fact that I misspelled Kaiju. Kaiju is not spelled Kiju. It's spelled Kaiju. So I apologize for that right off the bat. It looked wrong when I put it in there last week, and yet I just did it anyway. So anyway, let me bring in Spartan 072 here, and we'll make sure that this is working good. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. My mic was acting kind of weird earlier when we were trying to do some karaoke to prep the show, and it didn't work. So Spartan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, sweet. Why?
Anyway, so like I said, for many of you guys who don't know, this is my son, Spartan 072, and he actually, the intro that you guys just saw, he's the one that created that for me, because he has way more patience than I do. So
yeah, I think I could do a lot better now.
So tell them about your channel, what you do on your channel, so that if they're interested, they can go, because he does different stuff on his channel than I do on mine.
I do game Let's Plays mostly. I've few AMVs, anime music videos, some game music videos like what you just saw. And I haven't done a lot of those recently, and I've been trying to do better with a lot of my videos, trying to expand some of the things I do, but mostly just games and trying to be good at them and failing most of the time.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you did good. Way better than I could do. I've tried those, and man, I can never get all the splicing in there just right to make that look as good as you did, or find music that I won't get like copyright claimed.
Oh yeah.
Like today, I wanted to do something for the music from Kaiju number 8 because it is really great. The music for Kaiju number 8 is done by one of the songs is done by New Republic.
New Republic?
So yeah, they actually do the end credits song.
Oh.
Nobody. That's New Republic that's doing that. And
I usually don't listen to those.
What's that?
Once the end credits come around, I'm like, okay, next episode.
Yeah. No, it was so good. I put both the intro song and the outro song, or the credit song, in my playlist because they were both that good, and they're both in English. I don't know if they have Japanese versions of them, but they were both in English, so which is rare for most animes that they don't usually use English artists; they use Japanese artists, which is fine. I think it's one of the cool things about it. Half the time I don't know what they're saying. I just sit in my car going, something.
I have no idea what they're saying, but I really like the beat.
I like the beat. Yeah. So anyway, so we are talking about Kaiju number 8 now. Let me tell you real quick how I found this anime. I kept seeing it pop up on Crunchyroll in the big header, where it's like announcing different ones, and I'm like, it looked like to me it was something that was going to be overhyped, and so I wasn't really paying attention to it. And then I was bored one day, and I finally just went, okay, and I clicked on it and thought, let's see what this is about. And I think within the first 10 minutes of the first episode, I was hooked. And the characters are so fun, and just there's really no lag in the story. I mean, you're getting ins and outs, but like they keep a really great pace in this. So how did you come across it? When was the first time you saw this?
I think I just saw it kind of like you did, and either I saw it like you did and then just put like, oh, this might be interesting, throw it in my watch list, and then never watched it for a long time. or you guys were talking about it and like, oh, this is good, you should watch it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go find it, and then watch it later at some point. And yeah. Oh, it is so good.
Yeah, it's like I said, it grabs you really quick. This
Hmm.
is one of those animes, and it's I like a lot of slice of life and a lot of like young. It's kind of geared towards younger audiences, like high school stuff, because there's a lot of that in anime. So there's a lot to watch in that category.
Yeah, there's also a lot of reincarnation ones,
Right, and like
reincarnated or some even
other worlds, and this one's very in our world, adults, like, it's and that's what I really liked about this one. There's not a lot of like kiddie kind of kids stuff in it. And I like those. I think they're fun too. They remind me of being in high school. I think that's why I like them and watching them. It reminds me of what my high school experience could have been if I was in a better high school.
a more drama filled one.
Right. Just, like with more fun characters with pink and purple
Yeah.
hair. Now you get that, but they're weirdos. Like, see, and that's why
Oh,
I was having this discussion with my daughter the other week about people with colored hair. And I was like, the problem is, because she was like, well, you like anime, and I'm like, yeah, but like in Japan, colored hair doesn't mean you're a nut job. Like, and in the US, it's practically a billboard saying, I'm crazy, talk to me, and so anyway, so we were having that discussion back and forth, and so yeah, it's just I mean, it's kind of a difference in the culture that I like the version of Japan when they have colored hair, but the US colored hair people, not so much. The blue-haired landwells, as I like to call them. It's anyway, so let me go through some of the characters here that you're going to find in this. The main character that you're going to spend most of your time with is Kafka Hibino. And then he meets his childhood friend, who is actually in the Defense Force. And you find out what that is Mina Asano. And then the buddy that he kind of meets right off the bat, he's working in kaiju cleanup. So when they kill a kaiju, because they're these huge monsters, he comes in, cuts them up, helps clean and get them off the streets and gets rid of them. And so he meets a guy called Renu Ikazawa. I'm going to butcher some of these names. I apologize for that in advance.
Yeah, no wonder I don't remember the names because they're so complicated.
Yeah, these are a little complicated, more complicated than some anime names. But yeah, Ichikawa Reno is his name. And him and Kafka play off of each other really well. It's a very good buddy pairing and stuff.
Older guy with a younger guy.
Yeah. And I love the fact that they call this 30-year-old old dude through the whole anime. Like everybody in the Defense Forces is like quite a bit younger. They're all in their like early 20s, and he's like 30 something, and they're like, hey, old dude. I'm just like, I'm 51. What does that mean? I'd be ancient dude, I guess. Dude that can't run at all.
Hey, Fossil, what you doing?
What's that? Oh,
hey,
Fossil. Yeah, I would be Fossil.
That'd be much easier than ancient dude.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know, but there's just a lot of really great characters, especially once you start getting into the Defense Force. And stuff, and his world starts to expand. It is really fun. It is a really funny thing, like especially when so they end up in an accident. Like they're cleaning up a kaiju corpse. Everybody else has gone home for the day. They're kind of there at the end of the day. And I can't remember what kind of a kaiju. It's kind of a smaller one, but it's got like it looks like a spider with a face. Kind of is what it looks like. And for
anyone who wanted that visual.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like a creepy, like its eyeballs are like going around in its head, and it's
kind of makes me think of the curses from crap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
My brain died.
What's that?
My brain died.
I know. I got a hiccup there too, but no, I know exactly what you mean. It's I can see it in my head. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, I mean, it does have similar and Japanese, like when there's like crazy creatures, they all kind of have that similar yokai kind of visual to them. And it's kind of fun to watch that, but
Yeah.
it's kind of a running theme through like creepy things and stuff. There's a kind of a horror anime that I like, and I can't think of the name of it right off top, but it's about this girl who can see spirits, but she can't let them know that she sees spirits, because if they find out that she can, they like attack her and stuff. And it is creepy. I mean, it is one of the Japanese people can do some of the creepiest
Stories.
cinema and stuff out there, like with the way they think about spirits and devils, and it's creepy. But it is fun. It's really fun to see that kind of stuff come to light, and the way the Japanese do it is really interesting to see that side of their culture. Anyway, so we kind of meet these two. They're in this accident. They both get kind of injured. Kafka kind of saves Ichikawa, and then Ichikawa comes back and basically saves him, and holds off this thing long enough for Mina Asano, who's his childhood friend, who's kind of left him in the dust, not meaning to. She's just better at this stuff than he is. She comes back, kills this thing. He ends up in the hospital. Well, while he's in the hospital, I'm trying not to give too much away here, but still give you the idea.
Think of Parasite.
Basically a parasite invades his body, jumps down his throat. He becomes a kaiju, or a part kaiju, and he transforms right there in the hospital bed next to his buddy, who's been in an accident. And then it gets way funny from that point on.
There's a screen between them, so the other guy has no idea this is happening. They were just talking, and then suddenly he like stops or something, and then he's like, "What's going on over there?" Pulls it open and sees like kaiju, and they just both start freaking out.
Yeah, they look at each other and they're all like, "Ah!" And the animation is for their reaction. It's showing kind of this split screen of them.
Oh, I love
it's really funny. And anyway, so and then there's this old guy walking by the room, and he looks in there, sees the kaiju guy and the other guy freaking out. They both look at the old guy, and he's like, click, and takes a picture with his cell phone. He's like, rah, rah, rah. And the Ichikawa's like, dude, he's calling you in. So they're he's like running over to try and stop the old dude, touches the wall and blows the wall out the hallway because he's so strong and he doesn't realize it yet. And anyway, that kind of ensues. So they try and run. They run to the window, and he goes to open the window and just destroys about half their room and the room next to him. And oh man, and then they jump out and they're running. And he's like, oh man. And then Ichikawa's like, what's going on? He's like, I gotta go. I gotta pee. And it just makes me laugh so hard, because he's like, and he looks, and it kind of shows a picture of Hibino's crotch, and he goes, well, I hate to tell you this, dude, but I don't think it's coming out down there. And he's like, what? He's like, I can't stop it. And all of a sudden he starts peeing out of his nipples. And I
forgot.
I was going to pee my pants. I was laughing so hard because it's so unexpected, like, and they're both like reacting like, ah! This scene when he is becoming the kaiju and changing over, there's so much hilarity that happens in these scenes, because it's just, it is really funny to watch the anime reactions and stuff. It's very quick. It reminds me of the animation that they used in Aladdin for the genie. It's that really quick paced animation. But it really is a fun. And so Kamikaze's in here today. Welcome, by the way. And we were late, so that's why he's saying, let's get this party started. I thought I'd set this for 6:30. And I didn't. I set it for 6. So I apologize to anybody who was sitting in here waiting for 30 minutes. But yeah, he says it's such a good anime. My girls are addicted. It is such a good anime, and it's got so many good lessons in it. So I mean, you've got the humor, and you've got that buddy, being willing to lay down in the trenches for your comrades, kind of a thing. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It's got good comedy, good action, and good character bonding and
Mhm.
interaction between each other. And they feel like they're very naturally created. They're not like artificially like together as friends or anything. It's very like how they grow together as a unit. And
Yeah.
but I also like that the comedy isn't misplaced or overused.
Yeah.
Like,
Which can happen.
because like in the scene of the their whole situation going on, him turning into the kaiju running and stuff, it's like, oh, this should be serious. Well, they're both freaking out, so it's completely normal that they'd
Yeah.
have like these funny moments happening for us, but are not so funny for them.
Yeah. And I mean, the first time I remember seeing the first episode, I remember thinking, if I had just met this guy and had only worked with him for a couple of days, and then he transformed into a kaiju, would you be as accepting of that? But you have to take into account that basically Kafka had saved his life earlier that day. So this creature comes out and is about to bite Ichikawa in half, and the other guy jumps on him and basically throws him out of the way, saves his life. So I mean, and that's the thing, that you get that buddy bond really fast, and that kind of explains why he sticks with Kafka, despite the fact he's just become a kaiju. The thing that they fear and hate the kaiju. I mean, because they terrorize, they destroy, they kill and eat like thousands of people when they come in and stuff. It's like basically like having Godzilla show up in your town every week. That's
I
what
guess it'd be like Pacific Rim almost without the giant robots.
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't
like
think most of the kaiju are
horrible
that
giant
big.
creatures coming to kill you once a week, and and they kind of state in this that they're becoming more frequent and they're becoming more powerful, and and you see that as the series go on. And we don't want to give too many spoilers away for those of you guys who haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, absolutely go watch this. You will not be sorry you did. If you like anime at all, this is a fantastic one.
The only thing I can think you won't like about it is that there's not a second season yet.
Yeah, I think it's coming though. The last I heard, I think it's supposed to be this year sometime.
I hope so.
But who knows how long it'll be before we get that in English, which I know that doesn't bother you. My son is actually a lot better in watching this with subtitles and stuff, and I can't.
I watched the latest episode of Solo Leveling yesterday.
No, well, I watched one today too, or there was the new English version. I think it's episode 22, 21, 22. Anyway, another great episode. That's another. We did that one last week, Solo Leveling. Like I said, if you haven't seen that one either, definitely go watch that. We're going to do season 2 here after it's absolutely completed. We're going to go through and do a show on Solo Leveling 2, or the season 2. Anyway, so I tried to pull up, and I was looking for a page so I could share with you guys, so I can kind of show you the characters. Some of these pictures are good. Some of them are
not.
So yeah, they're like pencil drawings. So you got Kafka Hibino. He's kaiju number 8, and then that's where the series gets its name. Like the what they call the Daikaiju, or the really powerful ones that show up, they actually number them. And there's been 8 of them up until the time you meet
7.
Kafka
7 up
Hibino.
to him. He's number 8.
He's number 8. And then after throughout the first season, number 9 and number 10 show up, and you actually get to watch the fight sequences between those, which is really awesome. Especially the fight sequence and stuff between the Defense Force and Kaiju number 10. It's really amazing. In fact, I just finished rewatching those 2 episodes earlier today. So then we've also got, there's also another character that plays a lot. I mean, and that's one thing I do love about a lot of these animes, is they can bring in a lot of characters, juggle a lot of characters, and yet you don't feel overwhelmed. I mean, I feel overwhelmed with the names, but not with the characters themselves.
Yeah.
Half the time I'm just like, hey, you know, the guy with the white hair and the thing and the stuff, you know, because that's how I can't remember everybody's names.
Yeah.
Because it's not like trying to remember Steve. You know, I can remember Steve, but like Ichikawa, sometimes I have a hard time with that one. So, and that's just I'm sure that's just a me being American kind of a thing. But so we end up with in the Defense Force, we've got Vice Captain Hoshina Shihiro. He is really cool, and he's when Kafka's trying to get into the Defense Force, he is
This
hilarious
guy.
because like
Yeah.
he like because Kafka is terrible. Like he's been trying to get into the Defense Force for years, and he never makes it and stuff. And he finally does here during this time period. And this guy, he's just like he's watching Ishikawa and Kafka try and help each other get into the Defense Force, and the stuff that they're doing. The captain's up in the booth. Let him in. These guys are hilarious. I don't even care if we use them. We'll just. And the lady who's over like the scientists and the watch and stuff, she's like, shut up, you can't just bring people in for comedy relief. And anyway, it's really funny during that phase. I really did enjoy that. And then there's a bunch of others. So you actually get to see in this picture here, I can show you, this is Kaiju number 9. Creepy. He is a creepy Kaiju. So like I said, there's a bunch of characters like they're in the, I think, what's it called? Section 8 or Section 3. They're like the Defense Forces are like broken up into groups, and Kafka's part of like Section 3 or Division 3. That's what
probably
it is.
Division. I was thinking
Division.
like Section didn't sound right, but I couldn't think of what it might be.
Yeah. So it's Division 3, and like there's a whole bunch of characters that are coming in with this new crop that's part of basically his class coming into this, and all of them are really fantastic characters. They're all very different. They're all very unique. They bring something humorous or serious, or like the bath sequences when after the trainings and stuff, you see them in the bath. It is absolutely just awesome male bonding. It is the perfect kind of like the locker room kind of humor and stuff when they, especially when they find out that Kafka is childhood friends with Mina, because like Mina is like one of the baddest characters in the Defense Force. Like
she's
she
also
is
super pretty, and they're all
very pretty and like super powerful, has saved most of these people at some time or another in their lives, and that's why they want to join the Defense Forces, because of her. And so when they find out they're friends, he's like, okay, I think I'm going to get out now. And all of a sudden, all these guys, you see them like grab him, and they're like, you're not going anywhere. They want to hear all the stories and stuff about them growing up together. They stay in the bath so long, they end up overheating, and the girls walk out of their side, and there's all these guys laid out on the floor with somebody fanning them because they stayed in the bath too long. Oh, it's Kafka's friend that does that. Hibino. Or Ichikawa, sorry, pardon me. But yeah, no, so it's just a really fun, really action-packed anime. There is quite a bit of gore that you're going to see, and his arms getting sliced off and things. So I mean, it is a little bit heavy in that regard. It's no Attack on Titan, but it can get a little bit gory at times because it's done to be realistic. Yeah, it's combat. It's people are getting hurt in this. So let me close this up here. Bring us back.
Something else about like this anime and a lot of others that are coming out, it's like the weak guy getting powers and being useful. Like Kafka is not like, he has like a score rating of 0 or 1 or like really low with his suit. The suit's like give him extra power or something.
Yeah.
So he can't actually carry one of the normal guns. He has to carry a pistol around.
Yeah.
But
because he can't lift the gun.
It's too heavy.
Yes.
So, but he's been a kaiju cleaner for years. So
Yeah.
with like the episode where you first get introduced to kaiju number 9, where they're being attacked by those
The
like
Yoji, I think is what they call them, or something like that.
it was there's different classes and
Mhm.
classifications, but they were like a giant mushroom one with tons of tiny mushroom ones, and
Mhm.
he goes to one of the dead bodies, like cuts it open and is like examining it and points out weaknesses, and then it ends up helping them a lot. So it's like he contributes that way, but then he
Yeah.
also has the kaiju power, which he has to keep under wraps.
Yeah. Because like if they find out, they'll pretty much kill him on sight.
They'll either
That's how.
kill him or like
Yeah.
experiment on him, whichever one.
Yeah. So they decide to keep it secret until like towards the end, and then he basically has to save everybody. But yeah, it is cool how that they're showing that just because you're not always I don't know
As
the best way
strong.
to strong, or whatever, that like
Capable in one way.
yeah, sometimes you're the link that I always remember that line from before Disney started ruining their animated features, the emperor in Mulan, where he says, a single grain of rice could tip the scale. And I think about that a lot as I watch these animes, because it very much has that feel of you never know who's going to contribute and be the deciding factor in because they have a strength that somebody else doesn't. It's something they talk about quite a bit in Solo Leveling as well, because like that's why they take in teams of people, because everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and so the only way they can cover weaknesses is to bring in people that have strengths in those areas, and that's why they go in groups and teams and stuff, because they can't really he's the only one that can actually get stronger. The rest of them are as strong as they're ever going to be. But yeah, no,
I mean, that's also a thing in like certain like MMO video games and stuff, where you have like mage classes, warrior classes, and stuff, and it's I'm gonna need some other people to cover those because I can't fight close range very well, but this other person can't fight long range or has trouble with someone like ambushing them or something.
And Kamikaze says seasons are too short now, and I think I agree. Sometimes I'm just like, wait, no, there's got to be more. It's like I can't wait for another year for this. It's like Berserk of Gluttony, which I want to do a live stream on at some point. Jane, my son, actually is the one that introduced me to that in the manga form, and I liked it. And now they're starting to make an animated series of it, which is actually
they finished the first season.
Right. I haven't got to finish it though, because like it wasn't in English, and so they've been kind of slow on getting that one out in English. But no, it's like I said, this is an anime, and I try and bring animes in on these Sunday family talks that are good. Like I don't try and bring you anything where I'm going to sit here and like trash it, because the whole idea behind doing this originally was I wanted to focus on something good. Good entertainment, good stuff that's going, because there's so much crap coming out of Hollywood and stuff. Like it's you got to look and find the good out there. Even if sometimes there's a show that comes out of Hollywood that is good once in a while, it's pretty rare anymore. Most of it's just bleh.
And also like not everyone's going to agree. Like some of the ones that we might think are bad may just not be up to our tastes. Like I'm not a huge slice of life guy.
Yeah.
Like there's only one or two that I actually like, because they're mostly just the exact same thing happening again and again and again. With very little
but I don't know.
You can't deviate very much because it's high school. What are you gonna do? Make the entire school explode or something?
But I don't know. But it's like things like Love is War.
Love is War and
my gosh.
Oh, I forget the one with Hoshio and the girl and the gloomy guy. I forget the name of it.
You just described a lot of different anime. No, I think I know.
The one
I
with
think
all
I
the
know some of-
piercings when you first meet him, and he helps her brother get home.
Oh, yeah. Horimiya.
Yeah, Horimiya. I couldn't
Yeah,
remember the name.
that's another great. And see, and I love that kind of thing because I love the humor, like their humor in that. And see, that's what makes it work for me. It's not necessarily always like, oh yeah, I want to be in high school or want to watch high school kids. It's the situations that they put their characters in that just, and I love it when they put the boy in the more like shy, not really outgoing kind of role, like in Horimiya and
Mhm.
stuff, where the girl's more the aggressor and stuff like that, and the guy's like freaked out because far too often guys are just they're interested in one thing and they're obsessed with it, and you know what it is. So I don't need to tell you, but I mean, it's kind of funny for me to watch that happen on the other foot, where the guy's more low key and he's really timid and stuff, and it's just the humor that usually comes about because of that just makes me laugh.
Mhm. Like I like
Because
those
I
kind of
can
things
identify
too.
with that. I was that guy in high school. I was the guy that like didn't know exactly what to do with myself when girls were like, "Hi, Ryan, how are you?" And I'm like, huh?
But on
So
the other hand, I don't like when they overdo it with the
yeah,
person being shy or something. It's
yeah.
like, okay, come on.
It's like, okay, nobody's that dense. It's like, or or it's like, okay, maybe one guy's that dense, but you guys have done this trope like 50 times now. So, but yeah, no, it's I love anime and I love where it goes and the different because I it's amazing they can do a very similar story in 3 or 4 different animes, but yet make them so unique all at the same time, and that's rare. Like Hollywood wishes they could do that, like because Hollywood can't do that anymore. Hollywood ends up like trying to redo the same thing that they've
That's
done 50 times and they suck at it. It's just like with
mm,
Disney's remakes of their animated thing. It's terrible. Like they just try and do it different, not better and stuff. So like it never works
and
out.
the
Like
different isn't usually that different, or it's not
no,
different in a good way. It's like,
no.
oh, we just
Like
gotta do this random different thing. Like I know you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but I've heard really bad things about it. But the Halo TV series,
oh, I've
like,
heard terrible,
oh
terrible.
Lord, like what they did to Chief is just horrendous.
Yeah, I mean they like, and I've heard that from anybody who was a Halo fan, and I like Halo. I'm not like a huge into the storyline. I like the storyline that they talk about, but like I'm not massive into it. So when you hear guys that are talking about it who really are into the storyline, you feel bad for them because you're like, wow, they really messed that up. Um, like they messed up Chief. I think that he takes his helmet off,
He takes it
which
off constantly.
and it's like what they were doing in the Mandalorian. It's like, okay, you
Like
guys
the
can't
Chief.
have a culture where you leave your helmet on all the time and then make the character take their helmet off. It's like it's not like no,
Mm-hmm. Like, and the Chief would take his helmet off. It's just he would have it on, so like every time we would see him,
mm-hmm.
he's in a place where he's gonna need it. Like
Yeah.
it's either in a combat zone or on the cusp of a combat zone,
Well, and
and
then
it
I
just
heard what they did
adds
with
to.
Cortana
I
was
don't know what they
just
did with her.
terrible. So,
Hmm.
and I like I said, I never watched it. My other brother Eddie did, and he liked it, but he
He
has
doesn't know what.
no idea about where I mean, he watched it as this is a TV show, and so I guess if you look at it like that, maybe it was okay, but it's like I
For the
don't know. In
fans,
my
it's
mind, you
just a
can't do that.
massacre.
You can't take an IP and make something for somebody who's never seen anything. It's
Yep.
like bring everybody with you, bring everybody up to speed. Don't just screw everything up for all the people who've supported this
Hmm.
IP all these years.
And that's why the Warhammer community, Warhammer 40K community, is just hugely dogging on Amazon and them, is because they've seen what happened to a bunch of different other game IPs when they turn into TV series, and they're just like, no, do it right or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
You stupid little pricks in Hollywood.
And see that
it's like,
I don't trust them to be able to do any of it. It's like they're doing the new Harry Potter and they're already going to ruin that. And I'm just and Cowboy Bebop, they went and tried to remake Cowboy Bebop. What? I watched like the first 15 minutes of the first episode of Cowboy Bebop and shut it off. I was like, no. I was like, this is an abomination. I mean, and the character, like the one chick that was playing, I just lost her name. She's the main character in Cowboy Bebop for the female side. She mouthed off the whole time before the show even got started about how their view of women isn't right. And Valentine was supposed to, she's quite tall for a girl. She's very voluptuous and she doesn't wear a lot. That's her character. She's very proud of herself, very proud of her body. And that woman just went off about like, you can't, like, women don't really look like that. And I'm like,
have you looked around?
Right? You've seen other women. Like, you might not look like that, but, and it's like, it's okay to not look like that, but don't dog on a girl who does look like that. It's like, anyway.
What happened to that whole body positivity thing?
Sorry, what's that?
What happened to the whole body positivity thing? Oh, wait, that's just for
fat people. We only
fat women.
Yeah. So, and fat guys and stuff. But they don't even let fat guys in on that. No. And I feel bad because I'm a fat guy and I want in on the body positivity thing. No, I don't actually. If I look bad, just tell me I look bad because I would rather
than being lied to.
Yeah,
I'd having rather everyone talk behind my back. I'd rather them say it to my face.
You look so good, Brian. It's like, no, why are you throwing up? Oh, I was feeling sick before I saw you naked. Anyway, sorry, I'm making Lily laugh. She's in here playing a game and I'm distracting her. Anyway, so back to this anime. Like I say, go watch this. You will love it. Like I said, if you like anime at all, you're gonna love Kiju number 8. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's like a 9.9 out of 10 for me. And I hope they can keep this momentum going. I hope with the seasons that are coming, they really lean into this story. Where they leave this season off is really cool. You get to see Kaiju number 9 plotting for the taking down of Kaiju number 8 to reclaim his power, essentially, and stuff for the Kaiju and stuff. And it's creepy. It leaves you on that note of, like, I want to see this, but I don't want to see this, You're
like, you get a shiver up your spine, just like,
but it leaves you just wanting more. And that's how they left this season in a really great place. They picked a perfect way to end this. And you know what? That's important to me. I hate it when people leave on either a horrible cliffhanger where they just leave you dangling forever and ever and ever, or if they just leave you with this like, huh? It's over. Like it's like a weird place.
It didn't end. It like the story seemed like it should keep going. It doesn't end. Like it gave you a solid ending and then a solid like point for them to pick up on. Like we've ended this chapter. Now we got to end the chapter.
Now look forward to this. It's like
it's like this is the ending of the chapter, and like the very last sentence of the chapter, it's giving you like a premise to what can be going down in the next chapter.
Yep, exactly. They did a great job with that. So when you leave this season, you're satisfied, but you're super ready for more. So, and that's I think that's a good place to leave a season like that. I think they did it really well. Some animes some animes don't get a second season, and so you're left there and you're just like, well, what? And that's my biggest pet peeve with anime is they'll just stop. They they don't feel the need to come back in and tie up a loose end or shut down a series, or like sometimes they're just like, nope, it's off. And
Like,
that's
there's
really
several
frustrating.
reasons for that, but like I understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
Like, either it wasn't popular enough, wasn't producing enough money, so they can't really justify running a second season for the few people who did like it.
Yeah.
And maybe the artist didn't never finished it themselves or something, but
Yep.
yeah, either way.
Well, do you have any final thoughts on this before we take off for the week?
No, it's good. You should watch it. You won't regret it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what we should talk about next week. I had some ones in mind, but now I'm not sure which one I want. I think what we're planning on doing is we're going to
Shangri-La?
do Attack on Titan was what I was suggested to do for next week. We'll try and do just a basic series overview, and then we'll go from there. But so prepare yourself for blood and gore and a tremendously great story. That's another one of those, is very adult content, graphic wise, but a really good story. Like, the more you get into that one, it went in ways I was not expecting, honestly. And that's, I like it when my expectations are subverted in a good way. Note to Hollywood, you don't do that very good. You should go watch the Japanese, and they actually know how to subvert your expectations and go above and beyond your expectations, and not just leave you going,
like the information you've got is leading you somewhere. Then you pick up a new piece of information and it just upends everything, and you're like, oh, this is bigger than what we expected.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like the cool, not what. So anyway, what was it? What was the middle of the prequel Star Wars films? The Last Jedi or whatever. Oh,
like the third.
It was the second one
trilogy.
I think it was The Last Jedi, because the last one is the Rise of Skywalker or whatever. But it was the one that Rian Johnson did. Like, that's a masterclass in how not to do subverting expectations. If you want to know what not to do, just watch that film and don't do any of that. Just do the exact opposite with an IP, because I mean, he basically wiped Star Wars off the map.
Yeah, like the first one wasn't great, but it could have been like salvaged.
Yeah. Well, I mean, J.J. Abrams, he just repurposes stuff. He doesn't actually know how to continue a story or do anything better. So all he did was a rehash of the New Hope using bigger weapons and stuff. So it really wasn't worth it. But anyway, so thanks everybody for watching. Thanks, Spartan, for coming today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll leave it there, and just be ready for next week when we talk about Attack on Titan. And we will talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye now.